Hello, sisters. Welcome to Unleash Your Podcast, the show that inspires you and that empowers you to unlock your full potential. I am your host and your online sister coach, Elysa, and I want to welcome you to this virtual sisterhood. I am so excited to have you here on the second episode. And this time, I'm not alone because I brought my good friend Sher here. I'm so excited. This is going to be such a nice episode full of value because we're both entrepreneurs in the same industry. So you would think two females in the same industry, competition, or do we collab? And that's what we're going to talk about. But first, Sher. Guys, I met Sher in a run club.
Yep, you did.
And honestly, what I liked about you is your authenticity. I found your vibe. It was just you being you. You're so different from me, but I just really appreciate people that are just themselves. And I know that you just, I think, launched Shape Up by Sher.
7 months? No. Share was 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
But girl, we have a lot to talk about.
Girl, let's
Shape
talk
Up Women's
about
Club was 7 months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
And the community that you have in Dubai is recent.
Women's Club, yeah.
Yeah.
The Women's Club.
Tell me about that.
branch.
What is it? Because the people that are listening, they don't know anything about it.
Guys, we have a lot to talk about. That's all I'm saying. So, rewind. Where did we first meet each other?
What was it, like January? This year, 6 months ago?
Yeah, same time that I launched the club.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because I heard about that. She's going to do hikes and stuff like that. Are you going to join? And to be fair, I was like, no, I don't trust women.
Is that why you didn't join?
I didn't. No, because honestly, you guys, that's actually very good to talk about. Like, I am very skeptical when it comes to women, especially, not necessarily you, but like, okay, being with women in a group and hiking, I was like, I don't know if it's my vibe, to be fair. You never know because it always depends on who is hosting it. And I didn't know you that well, but I did like your vibe. But it's like, because of my own experiences, I was like a little bit careful. But tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, it started, back in January. But it literally just happened so fast.
Right.
You know, I think I always had the idea of creating a women's only group, especially in Dubai. I used to do it back in the UK. I used to have my own classes and, you know, I had 120 girls a week. It was insane. But I was like, how can I move to Dubai and also start a female-only community, right?
Yeah.
But the thing was, I was working in a gym previously, female-only gym, and noticed that there was such a large amount of multicultural women, but there's just no community. And I'm like, nobody's going on hikes. Nobody's going for runs. Nobody's going for walks. Nobody's doing, you know, Pilates, reformers outside of the gym, outside of the environment. So I'm like, okay, let's just create one.
Yeah.
But the way it kind of happened, it was a bit of a whim. So the run club that I met you at, again, it went viral, didn't it, on Instagram? I put up, did you see the
I came
post?
through the run club because of your viral video.
So
Because the video that you made was like about the guy.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because I attended the run club, right? This was back in December when everyone wanted to start running. So it was the Formula Collective.
Yeah.
And they...
SO to them.
Yes. And what happened was I literally showed up one day. There was me, Serena, and another girl. And it was funny because we literally, like, I was looking around and I said, oh my God, there's so many hot guys here. I'm like, you know, teeth, tan, tattoos, bulky, braids. And I'm like, this is going to be a pop-off Instagram reel. So I created the reel.
Yeah.
Put it on Instagram, like just didn't even think of it. Because to be honest, I was never always about like viral posts and things. It was just a bit of fun. And then all of a sudden I'm just like driving in my car and I'm like, yo, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. It's got like 6 million views now.
Really?
Of girls and guys also just wanting to join a run club. So it was it just happened on a whim. And I think everything happened for a reason. So from there, all the girls were like, how do I join a run club?
Really?
How, you know, can you provide me a female-only run club?
Wow.
And I'm like, I absolutely can. Let's do it.
So basically that video is what blew
It was that video.
Shape Up community.
It was that video.
Interesting.
Because it was getting so many DMs of people being like, how do I join the run club? We know we love your energy. Is there any female-only run club? Are you a female coach? So it was kind of all these questions, but all targeted around getting fit in running, right? So I'm like, well, no one's making female-only run clubs, so why not just start a run club?
True.
And then from there, I made a WhatsApp community. Literally the next week, I was like, okay, in order to be proactive, you need to make shit happen.
Yeah.
So I just created a WhatsApp community, and all these girls started joining it, and I'm like, okay, now Shape Up Women's Club is born.
So actually, it's very interesting because you did something. It just was a coincidence. It just blew up, and you kept going.
Yeah.
You saw
But
the
this is
opportunity.
thing. It's the opportunity. Because I always had in the back of my head, I'm like, how can I create a women's only circle that's a safe space for women to, you know, feel motivated, empowered, and kind of level up, right? But then I thought, okay, how can we incorporate Run Club to now fitness, to now events? So that's how I kind of made a, event schedule, started collaborating with a lot of companies, creating events for people. Week by week, we do different fitness events. So it's actually just jumping on the idea quicker than anybody else. Right? And demand, yeah.
It's very interesting because in the Netherlands, you said you did the same thing in UK? Similar? Or
Yeah, yeah.
like exactly the same thing?
Not
Like
exactly the
community?
same thing. I did female-only classes.
Okay. Your own?
Yeah.
It's so interesting, you guys, because if you listen from the Netherlands and you know me from the Netherlands, it's like exactly the same thing.
You did the
It's
same.
like how I did my own classes. I went online with my class. I don't know if you went online as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like in the lockdown, how I blew up was through my live classes online, and that created a whole movement online. It's like it was a whole era in the lockdown of Elysa's live workouts through Facebook. But it was usually a Dutch audience, the Belgian audience. And this is how I continue, because you grab that opportunity. You see there's something. This is something that you have to be very aware of if you want to be an entrepreneur. You see an opportunity. You see people like it. You keep fucking going.
Yeah, you have to put the foot on the gas. I said this actually in a recent podcast as well. One of the girls was asking me. She said, "What makes you different to other fitness people, or fitness coaches, or fitness influencers, and all this kind of thing?" And the key is actually being proactive, but having an intention, right? Because you can easily say, "Okay, I'm going to start a female-only run club." Okay, cool. Anyone could do that.
Yeah.
But it's like, what is your intention, right? You want to bring people together. You want to create an environment where there's so many girls that would never talk to each other.
Yeah.
You know, you've got an Emirati girl that's talking to a girl from Lebanon, that's talking to a girl from Russia. Like, it would never happen unless you create that space.
Yeah.
So actually, it's because you have a passion for it, but also because you want to see people come together, right?
Yeah.
You're the tool. That
Yeah.
is where passion comes from.
Yeah, but do you notice if you bring, okay, maybe I'm going to come again from a skeptical, because when I organized the events in the Netherlands, and I organized one workout event when I blew up in the lockdown, was right after the lockdown that I organized an event, okay? And there was like 35 girls coming for my workout, and the vibe was amazing. I have to tell you, like, I was really like just amazed by how the energy was. But there were many girls that didn't come because they were skeptical of the woman that were going to attend. They would be like, you know, Rotterdam, and they would be like, I don't know about Rotterdam girls, and I was like, you see that more often, that women are very skeptical among each other. I don't know if you have experienced anything of that, you yourself.
I actually, it's funny because when I first moved to Dubai, I didn't know anybody, right? So I was doing online coaching at the time. I was making a shit ton of money, to be honest, but I was so bored, right? Because I didn't know anybody. So I'm just sitting in my apartment thinking like, what am I going to do today, right? I'm just on my laptop talking to girls from all over the place. And it didn't give me an excitement like it does seeing people in person, having that vibe, having that like good feeling like, yeah, let's go, like endorphin kind of vibe. So actually I flipped it on its head and I'm like, okay, everybody else that works remote has definitely got the same mindset, right? Like, where are you going to meet people? So I kind of sat back from that and reevaluated my life a little bit before I started working for the gym and actually meeting people in different cultures. But the thing was, I tried different run clubs, I tried different communities, I tried fitness classes, but people were very cliquey. So again, back in the UK, also there wasn't many places or spaces that you felt comfortable, right? I also struggled with that, but I think with the women's club, for example, not to be biased, but naturally when there's a fitness environment, there's no ego, right? For example, because, okay, let's say you do a yoga event. It's an outdoor yoga event, there's 40, 50 girls there. You're in a WhatsApp community, the girls are all talking before, girls, I can't wait to meet you, I can't wait to, you know, become your BFF and see what opportunities can come from this. And the girls that want to be there will be there. The girls that find intimidated will leave the chat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So actually what you're doing is you're eliminating all the girls that find you a threat, that find you, that they, you know, maybe it's too egotistical, maybe it's they want something more than just friendship, they want to try and take. These girls will leave the community.
Yeah.
Right? And you actually create that space.
Right.
And also you create the guidelines. Like, look, the community is created for motivating, empowerment, support. Anybody who tries to come in and, you know, take other members or tries to benefit your business or take people's details or whatever, these girls find it a threat and they'll leave.
Right. Do you not think that it also has to do with Dubai itself? Because the culture in Dubai is very much into networking. I don't know how UK is, but the Netherlands is not at all like that. You know, the Netherlands, they're very much in their own circle, in their own friend group and their own families.
Yes.
How's the UK?
Yes. UK same. I think people stay in their own cliques.
Right.
But the crazy thing was that there was such a niche there. Like, for example, I don't know if you were the same, but starting the classes, you created a space what you would want.
Yep.
You know?
Well, with me, it was interesting because I don't know how it was with you, but the space that I created was more cultural because the women that I target are mostly Middle Eastern, North African. So that was the thing that was missing. It was not necessarily like, okay, we're going to work out together, but it was also the cultural aspect that brought them together. But wait a minute, we are here in the Netherlands, in a foreign country. Yes, we're Dutch, but we're still not fully Dutch. You know, we're nationality Dutch. But then we all come together culturally. We're still combined, you know, like it was very interesting. Now I didn't think about it that way, actually. But then at the same time, we also have this Dutch mentality, which I had to unlearn in Dubai, that is a skeptical mentality. What does this person want from me? You know, okay, why is this person friendly to me? I don't know how it is in the UK, but I was like, why are they so nice? Why do they invite me? Like, are they gonna do something? Are they gonna?
Yeah.
This was the thing in the beginning for me.
Yeah, I agree. But also, I think when like I say, it's fitness orientated.
Yeah.
And like I say, a lot of people in Dubai do feel lonely. I
Right.
think it's also been a boom. I think there's been like a whole revolution change
Yeah.
the last year, actually, because nobody was doing run clubs, right? Nobody was doing all these coffee parties. Nobody was doing all these, you know, like big events, right?
Yeah.
People are actually starting to get more lonely.
Yeah.
So no matter where you're from or which background you're from, especially in Dubai, it's a lonely place.
Yeah.
If you have a mindset of just take, because people will see straight through that.
Yeah.
So the idea is, okay, where can I be that I can make friends, I can create opportunities, but I can also be in a space where I feel comfortable as well.
Right.
So people are starting to search for that now.
Right.
Right? And also the fitness scene is definitely where it is. But yeah, I think create a community and those that want to come will come.
Yeah.
But, you know, women that find you a threat will just leave.
Yeah, true. I agree with that. When you start, okay, you're an entrepreneur for a couple of years now. Did you work together with any other female before or partner up with anyone when you were building your business? And how did you experience that?
That's a good question. Actually, it's funny because I actually didn't. I didn't work with anybody
Never.
years before. Well, I'll tell you a situation, but I started off as I was never working for anybody until I got to 18. I worked at my dad's gym. I say worked at my dad's gym. It was my dad's gym, so I just kind of did what I want. But I actually had clients there, and then I had my own fitness classes there. So I actually never worked along colleagues. I didn't know what it was like to work along somebody, and for someone to have like an opinion and an idea and give me advice and tell me what to do.
Right.
And you know, I never had this. I was just like boom, 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 clients, training, programming. Like it was just one direction, you know. But not until I moved to Dubai, again, online coaching, you're still alone. Nobody else is yapping in your ear telling you, you know, whatever about the life. But then I started working in a mixed gym. There was like 17 girls all together. And it was funny because I was in a situation where I kind of had to just put up with people, right? Imagine 17 girls in one room that are all trying to find clients. You're actually competing against each other in a way.
Did you feel the competition?
The first month, I was like a bit... I was shocked because there's so much culture in the gym that I was at. It was a female-only gym. So there's girls from all over the place. So actually you have a bit of advantage because if you come in as English or you come in as, you know, Chinese or you come in as Russian, you actually attract those clients that are like you.
Right.
So what I kind of learned from that lesson was actually it's nice to work alongside women because everybody's different in their own little way. Like
But
my
that's how you
personality...
see it. But that's how you see it. That's not how all women see it.
Yeah, I agree. There was some conflict. But actually the thing was, and I found this in business, is to just be your true self, but also don't put up with any shit. Like I would take girls in the staff room and be like, don't ever talk to me like that again. I don't care.
Tell me the
Bro, I don't
juice,
care.
sis.
I'm like, don't talk to me like that.
Oof.
Like
What
you-
happened? Girl, get into
You know,
details.
no, I mean, there were situations where people would find you a threat.
Yeah.
Right? And this is getting juicy. So for example, okay, imagine you're in a situation, everyone's trying to get PT clients. You're working on sales, you're working on numbers. You are also trying to grow your worth and commission because a lot of it was commission based. So everybody is competing against each other. That was the environment. You actually got paid like that, right? Because it was commission. So the idea was, okay, how can I get clients, be not stand on anybody's toes, be respectful, still be my true self, and work with all these girls,
Yeah.
you know, hormones and ups and downs. And you just had to kind of have this mindset of like,
Yeah.
okay, you're going with one mission, don't put up with any shit. So there was a few situations where I definitely had conflict with different cultures, working alongside them.
Interesting.
Where I wouldn't work with specific cultures, to be honest, anymore. I kind of know what they're like and the mannerisms and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, not to go too much into depth, but people would definitely try and push the buttons.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
they see that you have more clients and you're making more commission than them. They don't like it. They be quiet about it, but then they try and push you and push you.
But if
and
they
push
would
you.
only know that there's enough for everyone and that a client stays with whoever they like, you know, and whoever they think they're good. If another client wants to go from you to another one, sure, you know, be it. But the thing is, like, it's just that energy, and I experience the same thing also, you know, when growing my business. It's like, especially in the same industry, this competing thing among women, not even only like also relationship wise or whatever it is, even in families, women are just, you know, interesting. Men have it much less, I think. I'm not sure, but
women that don't have self-belief, self-respect, appreciate their capability, low confidence, they find everything a threat.
Right.
They would find you a threat. You know, they wouldn't look at you as empowering, or they wouldn't look at you as motivating, or how can we collaborate? How can we work together? How can we support each other? How can we grow together? Girls that have this mindset will never be successful, and also guys. So it's about self-belief, self-confidence,
100%.
actually having the ability to say, I'm valuable, and no one can take that from me.
Yeah, no one can take nothing from me. That's it. No, take my clients. If my clients wants to go to you, no worries, take it. You know, another client will come. There's abundance mentality, and that's what a lot of people, they think there's nothing left. And if you take my client, like I had a girl that's like, okay, you follow one of my followers, one of my clients. Like, girl, like why do you even go in my followers? First of all, you know, and then like another girl, you guys like that just didn't respond anymore, talk bad about me with her clients. Like, girl, why? It's a very unnecessary to do this, and it's so sad. But I really believe in the energy that you put out is the energy that you attract, you know. And like I said, that's why we are matching, because I see authenticity. And even though we're different, we're completely different, you know, in culture, in mindset. Maybe mindset we're similar, but in a lot of things we're different. But in authenticity, you know, you stay true to yourself. It's very, very important.
And I think the older you grow, the more confidence you have. Right? Because when you're young and you're naive and you're gullible, you just trust everybody. Yeah. You think, oh, she's my BFF, she's my best friend, I love her so much, oh my God, we do everything together. And then this is the difference, right? Because in friendship and business, when something kind of gets in the way, for example, if somebody says, does something behind your back, or isn't genuine, or isn't their true self, you used to let them get away with it. You would say, yeah, but it's fine because, you know, we're friends, we're besties, she would never do that to me, but, you know, she's done this a few times, it's fine. But when you're older, you don't have time to fucking waste, you know? So you don't want to be like, okay, she's my BFF. No. I watched you. I know exactly how you are, right? Friendship and business, by the way. Second day, second time she's done me over. She said something behind my back. She said something to somebody else. I don't like the way she's doing this. Her attitude stinks. All right, okay, I see that. Third time, khalas, you know? That's it.
Was it for you easy to, like, would you do that with people that are actually close to you or were close to you?
No, but it's happened to me multiple times.
So you're used to being able to shove a person away?
No, I mean, I've learned this skill because what happened was I had two best friends.
Right.
There was three of us. We were best friends since I was 4 and 5, right? And I won't say, they went on a TV show. I won't say which one it is because...
I understand.
Yeah, but anyway, they both went on a TV show. And after they left, they never spoke to me again. And we were like sisters. It was crazy. Like I would say they're my sisters, you know, because I'm give. I don't know if you're the same, but I just want to help. I want to give like opportunities, like 100%. And when you're soft and very, you know, cutesy and feminine, and you just have this very soft nature that you want to help and care, people walk all over it. So it gets to a point in your life where you're like, I'm done with that. You know, I will give you and help you as much as as you want, and I'll give you as much as my time, and I will help you to progress and be where you want to be and give you opportunities, because that's the kind of person you are. But if you go behind my back, or if you know, fuck me over, then that's it. End of. I'll forgive but never forget, right? You should always be like that, else you would just get walked over in every situation. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But it depends on what level that they've actually disrespected you.
Yeah, and if they are up to it also, or if they just don't talk about it.
What about you?
To be fair, in business, yeah, let me see, privately, yeah, I did had some good, I thought I had some good friends. To be fair, I don't know if you experienced the same thing, but when you started growing, I didn't really get any support from people really close to me. I got my good friends are my clients.
Yeah,
or
same.
they were my client. One of my best friends, she was my client, you know? And it's like, it's interesting, the people that that saw you when you didn't have anything are not the same people that would support you, because maybe they are still at the same level and you outgrew them and they resent that maybe, or other personal issues. I don't know what it is.
This is very true. You know, I had this idea, and I don't know if you agree, but I think the transition from moving from UK to Dubai, it takes a mental change, right? Like you have to be in a situation where you're like, okay, you give up your family, you never see anybody, your family could pass away, for example. I think like this, they could pass away and you have to have the strength and mindset to say, okay, I took the opportunity to not be there when this happened, or I didn't see them for the last year because I'm working on my goals to be better and more successful and more valuable, you know, in every aspect. So that's a big risk that you take. You understand? So at the end of the day, you think, well, you always want to be better. But what happens is when you put yourself in those situations, which is the big risk in every aspect, you actually attract the same kind of mindset. You attract the same people. Because the people back at home are people that you would now be on the same frequency and mindset with. You've actually outgrown them in spiritually, mentally, physically, right? Which is not a bad thing. It's not, you know, you shouldn't feel shame in saying, okay, I've outgrown my old past life. Now I just want to progress and be surrounded by people that are empowering and, you know, want to see you progress. But then what happens is you start attracting people like you. So the whole bitchiness and the whole ego and the whole, but you live in Dubai, you're making loads of money, you've got a sugar daddy. Like, how do you afford that? All of this goes out the window because actually the people that you're going to be surrounded by are on the same mindset as you.
But
the same wavelength.
Did you get that as well? I got that. I got a DM from a girl. Wait.
Stop.
I got a DM from a girl when I think just moved to Dubai. And mind you, I was working my ass off in the lockdown. I had 60 PT clients when the gyms are open again. We're open again. Like 60 hours a week, back-to-back sessions. I was 6 a.m. in the gym to train myself. 7 or 8 a.m. I was training other clients until late night. And then also I had to give my classes. So imagine every night I was sleeping like 10 p.m. to start again 6 a.m. Anyway, then you come and tell me, sis, you slide in my DM, sis,
Audacity.
and tell me which sheikh is paying for you to be in Dubai. Girl, I was so hurt by that, by a fellow female, you know, and there was nothing, no hate or anything, no whatever between me and her, but you had the same thing?
The first few months, yes. I would definitely say yes. A lot of people, I got a lot of hate online, to be honest, from the move here.
Is it men or is it women?
Both.
Really?
I got a lot of hate here.
Most hate I get is from males, by the way.
Yeah, because it's
you
a
guys
threat.
pressed?
They find you a threat. Like I say, you're outgrowing them, right? But now when people start to see you doing well and being successful, like, it makes sense. If you're sitting on a yacht or you're sitting on a supercar and you're not actually showing what you do, how you do it, what community you've created, what business you built, what your intentions are, then of course people are going to think you were the sugar daddy.
that.
It makes sense. It's human nature. But now when you actually prove people wrong, then they shut up.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, she's actually legit.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you have been following me already since the lockdown, like, girl, this girl. Okay, let me stop. I
have a question.
Frustrated. What? Tell me.
What's your views on using men financially compared to doing things yourself? Do you do that? Have you ever
Using
used a
or
man,
like using in a relationship?
No, I mean, okay, people think, you're using a guy's money to fund your life. Like, because you're self-sufficient and self-independent, what's your thoughts on that? Would you ever use a guy for money, or are you so independent that you would never do that?
Well, I would not use, I find use a very harsh word. Yeah, I cannot just, because if it's like so transactional, it means he will use you as well, because there's a transaction somewhere. However, when I think there's a relationship and there's a relationship based, and I really believe in biblical values, I do believe that the man has to be the provider. However, if I believe in biblical values, I also believe that the woman has some capacities given by God to be able to add value to the relationship as well. And I will never, especially in today's society, be able to fully put down all of my goals and my ambitions. That's what I'm talking about now. Like, I don't know what's the case in 10 years, so don't come for me. But I feel like that is also my power and my strength, because today's day and age is not the same in dating. They're not staying married for 20, 30 years anymore, Like, there's so much distraction, there's so much temptation. Like, you never know. And I've seen women staying in marriages because they're dependent financially and they need the finances of a man, and they're miserable because they can't break free from that. So this is from a very pessimistic point of view maybe, but it is a self-protection. And I think it's a power for a woman to still, you don't have to be rich, you know, to just have your own thing on the side, to be able to put your energy back in yourself, to yourself, to have your own hustle, to have your own grind. And if your man is taking care of you and paying the bills, great, you know, like that's amazing. And I think that's how it should be. However, if the woman only is doing it, like I think that's not healthy.
Yeah, I
don't
get that.
think that's healthy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I would be the only one providing, I would be, and I was very much stuck in my masculinity. I don't know how you are, but as an entrepreneur, right now, the last year, I'm finally finding a little bit of balance in that masculinity and femininity.
I agree.
I am pulling it back a little bit. I was so much on my hustle and so much, it's like, like even if I look at my face, I don't know if you have the same. If I look at my pictures back then, I feel like my cortisol levels were so high that my face was way more chubby because I felt like, oh my God, girl, if I look at my photos, I'm like, girl, I feel sorry for you because I was hustling like crazy. And I still have that hustler's mentality. However, it's a little bit more balanced now.
I agree. You know, it's funny you say that actually. When you actually think back to like why you are the way that you are, right? This would be a good question to ask you, but why are you the way that you are, right? It takes a lot of self-reflection, right? And I didn't only understand this until maybe 3 months ago. I started learning about attachment styles, right? And I started understanding, okay, attachment styles. This is like full of the podcast how we could talk about this. Because I told so many of my clients about this attachment style. Funny enough, I actually found out about it through a client who's got a inner child mentor. He was talking about why you are the way that you are. And when you start looking back on your childhood and you start talking about, okay, how was your mom? How was your dad?
Right.
Were they both on the hustle? Did they live together? You know, were you in a broken relationship? What was it like growing up? You start to find out why you are the way that you are. So not everybody's a born hustler. Not every girl should be like, I want to make loads of money and I want to build a business and I want to, you know, grow this. It's just you either have it or you don't. I think. But also there's certain situations that might happen in your life where you think, okay, you know, I've ended it with my partner that I've been with for 15 years. Now I want to be independent. So there's situations, but I think to have like a burning desire to be a hustler and to build an empire, it takes a certain kind of mindset and person, you know.
I think it also always depends on what is the intention behind what you're doing, you know. Because if I look at, I still have this hustler's mentality. I still have my goals. I still have things that I work on, and I still have new goals. But if I look at back then, it was more of maybe to prove myself a little bit, you know. I come from, of course, my father is Lebanese. You either are a doctor or an entrepreneur and just fucking rich, you know. It's like, oh, you want to make your dad proud, you know, like this is the mentality. And oh, I want to have this riches and I want this. So what is the intention behind what you are doing, and what is the reason, what is your why, you know? And I think now the last year I finally come to, you know, to a bit of peace that, okay, it's not all about that. It's amazing. It's amazing to have these riches, to have these goals, to be living in Dubai. I'm so thankful for that, to be able to pay my own bills. And I'm thankful for driving in my car. But at the same time, I'm way more balanced, you know? And I don't know, like how you are in that, but I was so much focused on the future that I could not focus on the present.
Yeah, same. Actually, it's true. But you know, it's funny because I rewind and I'm like, okay, against the attachment style thing, why are you the way you are? You know, because like, for example, my mom was always independent. She had her own business all her whole life. And then when she ended it with my dad, when they got divorced, I watched her always be grinding, coming home, grinding. And she did well, right? Yeah. But then my dad also did the same. So my dad was always grinding. They always had businesses. Yep. So I'm like, okay, never work for anybody. You don't actually need to be probably in partnership with anybody because you can do it yourself. That's probably another thing. And don't work for anybody in your life. Have your own destiny and have your own empire, because I watched everybody else around me have it. So it wasn't like a validation thing. It was more like, okay, well, why can't I do it? Because if they're doing it, I can do it. Right. And at least you have a mentor. But the crazy thing was, this is really strange. I swear to God, I need to give you this guy's number about the attachment styles and all this inner child. Why do you hustle? Why do you work? Why do you always want something for yourself? My dad it's fine we talked about this because he watches all my podcasts. but basically, I always watched him with new relationships. Yeah. So he was very successful, coming from poverty to kind of being a self-made millionaire. Right. Always attracted people that wanted the dough, right? They wanted an easy life. So me being a young age as a girl, not really knowing what I wanted in life. I think I was still at school or something. And I'm looking at my dad have all these new girlfriends and materialistic things. And like, and he was a very nice man, but all the girls were attracting him for the wrong reasons because he had the money and had the cars and he could afford this and he could travel. So the first thing that I was looking at was like, as a teenager, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be the woman that wants to take from men because I know what it's like not to have any independence, right? Because tomorrow he could be like, okay, bye, see you. I can get a new girlfriend. And then what do you have? Well, because you're pretty, that's not a business plan, right? It's not gonna make you any money being pretty. Yep. Maybe short term, but long term it'll fade, right? So you have to have the mindset behind it. But the crazy thing was I thought I never want to be like that. I never want to be the woman that's chasing. Can you please give me some money? Like, okay, if he's your husband and you guys have kids together, retire me, baby.
Yeah.
I will have your kids. I will have 5 kids at home.
Pilates and matcha lifestyle. I'm all for it.
Every girl wants that. Every feminine girl in this planet wants that. You're crazy if you don't want a nice, comfortable life with a partner that gives you peace and happiness, right? But in order to get there and be on that level, you have to also grind your ass off because you will also attract the high-end man, the guy, 100%. The high-value guy that actually respects you for being a hustler, doesn't just want, that you're understanding that you're going to take his money, but also because you're doing something for yourself. You're independent.
Yeah. If we go back to that intention behind whatever you're doing, did you ever experience people that did not believe in your big dreams?
I always got called delusional.
Well, we are.
we all get called delusional.
It can be a good or a bad thing.
We all get called delusional.
Depends on what context.
Yeah, it's funny. This is funny. I was back at school once. I was terrible at maths. I was terrible. I was shit in school. I hated school. I hated every aspect. I'm like, I wore makeup once to a lesson, right? The teacher kicked me out. She said, "You've got makeup on." I said, "You've got makeup on."
She didn't even.
No, I swear to God, I was in year 8. I still remember it vividly. She was my biology teacher. She said, "Take your makeup off." I said, "You take your makeup off." This is what I'm saying. It started young.
Why is it bad to
I'm like, don't tell me what to do. You do the same.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short with that, it was like, yeah, I think growing up, you kind of find your own path. But what was your question again? What did you say?
Did you ever have someone that didn't believe in you?
So the school. So you can be good at certain things,
Yeah.
right? And I'm going to say this to anybody who's watching as well, because we all are good at different things.
Yeah.
So it's about finding out, what are you good at? What do you
Yeah.
enjoy? What's your passion? What do you want to wake up in the morning and be like, today I want to work on this. I want to be an artist, or I want to be a makeup artist, or, whatever. But my maths teacher was like, you're really bad at maths. And I'm like, I don't like it. I'm like, I don't understand why I need to understand how to draw a triangle and what is a pie chart. Like, what is a graph? I don't need a graph.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? Algebra.
Exactly.
I don't need to know what numbers are, spelled backwards, or whatever it was. I can't even remember what algebra was. But I was always getting kicked out of the lessons. I didn't want to pay attention. I swear to God. I didn't want to pay attention. I failed maths 5 or 6 times. I went to college.
Yeah.
Did business, was flying a business, was like getting distinction stars and everything because everything made sense.
Yeah.
But then I was still resetting maths from school, imagine. And the teachers, and I was actually in bottom set, right? And the teachers were like, well, you're pretty shit at maths. Like, they would tell me that, and I'm like, I know.
Right.
But the crazy thing was, when you're actually around the people in bottom set, in a lower tier in school, you start to believe that actually you're not good
bad.
at, you should be better, right? Like, everybody else is better than you. So it's like tapping into your strengths.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. I still have a bit scarred. I'm like, am I really that bad at maths? I'm like, but one plus one is 2.
I can so relate. I had that in primary school. Also, I don't know if you had the same thing. This is my trauma.
I still have trauma, bro.
If you tell me 5 plus whatever, I don't know.
I'm like, ChatGPT, we think smart. We think smart. I'm like, why do we need to know when we can just use our calculator?
4 - 6? Like, I can't. I just can't. Like, I think I have trauma from it.
Why are we so similar? It's a joke.
No, okay, but listen. But I have to say that when I went to college, I think you call it, and then actually studying, I knew how to learn. I'm not book smart, but I know how to structure my week in a way that I know how to get, because I got high grades. But in primary school, no. For example, what did they do? This is terrible. You guys, Dutch people, know this. So they separate all the tables of the kids, and then you all get like a A4, what is it, paper. And on this paper, there's all, they call it in Dutch rijtjesommen, which is all the, how do you say sums? The equations summed up. And you had a timer. The teacher was going to put a timer, 2 minutes, and you had to solve as much. You know what I did? Me and my friend. My friend was good at it. And eventually, when you're done, you have to move it to the other person so they can check if it's good. So she wrote for me extra.
You think it's smart, bro?
But I didn't come like, and then other girls, they had like other guys and girls in my class, they had like all of the, like, I couldn't. It was just stressing me out.
Yeah.
I have trauma from this.
Yeah.
But still, to this day, I need a calculator.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. Like I say, for anybody watching, it's not about, people could look at us as externally,
Yeah.
but say, you have this, you live the life, you go in a business, you're doing well for yourself. But
Yeah.
a lot of the traumas that we have, for example, like you can't be good at everything, right? Like there's things that we were really bad at. So it's about tapping into what are you good at?
You can't make a fish fly.
Yeah. Like what would somebody say about you that, like what would
100%.
somebody come to you and say? Right? That's what you're good at. Like, for example, oh my God, you're so good at makeup. Can you do my makeup tonight? Well, obviously you're a brilliant makeup artist.
Yeah.
So go and do something in makeup and sell products or something, right?
Yeah. So basically, start to figure out what you're good at because we're all good at something.
True.
And I had one teacher of mine, and I told her, I don't know what's my passion. I didn't know what was my passion because I didn't do fitness. She said, you know what? Sometimes we live this life, and I do believe it's true. We don't always find our passion because we don't look for it. You live your life just living this mediocre life, and you're accepting and your 9-to-5 job, and it's all fine, but you're not really truly happy because you're not fulfilled. So really actively try to find your passion, try to find different courses, try different things, figure out what you're good at because we all have our talents, and eventually you're like, oh, wait a minute, damn, I have a talent for this and I'm good in this. Try to see if you can do something with it, So you never had someone that didn't believe in you?
I would just say the school situation. It wasn't. It was almost like a self-belief. I'm like, well, everybody's smarter than me. So what am I going to do when I get older? Right? But it's not until you start doing different activities and starting to understand, okay, I'm actually good at this. Like,
so how did you transition from being insecure to actually, oh, wait a minute, like you're good at something?
I kind of fell into the fitness thing. So like I said, I was with my dad in the gym, but he was always into fitness. So I think it was also like lifestyle.
Yeah.
A lifestyle value where I watched my
Right.
parents be in fitness and I also enjoyed fitness. So
Yeah.
people would come to me for fitness. They'd be like,
Right.
well, you're in shape. How do you look like that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's your first customer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll get you on track and then you can, pay me to do this, right? So that's actually a business. So again, it's about what people what want you for. What are you good at, right?
I agree. I agree. I think that's very, very nice way to end this podcast. To really, really find your passion. Actively look for what you're good at, because I really, really do believe, like, if you're not good at school, if you're not good, you don't like your studies, you don't like the work that you're working, maybe you're working a 9-to-5 administrative job, and you feel like you can do more. There is so much more out there to do, and there's so much to create. And there's so much that you can offer to the world. And I think that's a perfect example. And you guys, I want to end this podcast with one tiny interesting thing.
Tell them.
Tell
Tell
'em.
'em.
We're going to spill a little
Tell
tea
'em.
because me and Sher, we are creating something very, very nice. And
Cooking,
as
baby.
her world and my world are very similar into the background, the entrepreneurial background, we're going to combine our strengths as two women. We're going to combine our strengths and create something so nice. So stay tuned. Follow us. Follow Sher. Follow me on our socials and stay tuned. And I see you next time. Sher, do you have any last words to share?
I'm just saying, guys, we're cooking, baby. We're cooking, baby.
We're cooking something.
I
very
always
good.
say this. This is a good quote to end things on. But I would say to any woman that's listening that wants to collaborate with somebody who is the same, mentally, physically, emotionally, but can bring something to the table as well, is that you can sprint alone, but you can fly together. Think about it. You can sprint alone, but baby, you can fly together.
Damn,
You
I
get
feel
me, huh?
this. High five!
Mamacita.